facilitator. So as I told that today we are going to discuss about this role parenting coach. I just want to have your view because this term you have heard so many times, coaching. What is your understanding on this term? What is coaching according to you?
Guide.
The one who
To
guides.
guide us.
Wonderful. The one who guides is coach.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Geeta, Surmai, what is your take on this? What is coaching?
The same.
Like the mistakes, what all mistake, it's like a training.
It's a training, okay?
Giving them a train to how to raise the kids with
training people how to raise the kids.
21st century
kids.
Today,
Okay.
parents has lot of confusions to handle kids. So it's in the right place to where we can guide them.
Guidance. Primarily, when we think of coaching, the first thing which comes in mind is coach is a guide. Absolutely. But if we broadly see, go by the definition of coaching, coaching has multiple dimensions. Now, if we say coaching is training, it will be a limited definition of coaching. Coach is enabler. And if I tell you the right word about coaching, coach is enabler, the one who enable coaches so that they achieve their goals. So that they achieve their goals in time, effectively. Coach is the one who help their coaches, the one who enable them so that they achieve their goals in parenting. Enablement, empowerment. That is what is the objective of coaching. And while enabling them, they may need to train them, they may need to guide them, they may need to motivate them sometime. So as a coach, your role is multidimensional, but objective of coaching is enabling the coaching, right? And for that, the communication approach which they are using is facilitation. Have you heard of this term? Facilitation?
Facilitation. Anyone? Is it any other word for facility?
No, facilitation is a communication, a term which is used in communication, where we help people understand things. Instead of making them understand, we help their journey of understanding and learning, where we don't impose our ideas on others. We ask questions to them so that they think of their solutions. We give them different perspectives. We open the viewpoints in front of them and seek their viewpoints. We open discussion with them. They learn at their own pace. We just help them learn those new things, instead imposing an expertise on them. Right? So coaching in one way is different from training and teaching, because coaching is goal oriented. Coaching is always goal oriented. When a coachee will come with the problem to you, our job is to help them resolve that problem. Right? Enabling them so that they resolve their problem. So it is coachee's problem which coach is helping to resolve. Coachee may come up with the parenting goal and coach is helping them achieve that goal. So actually it is coachee's goal on which coaching is based. Right? Okay. But when we do training, we train many people in one go. Like right now, I'm addressing 6 participants. So am I doing training or am I doing coaching?
Training.
It is training. Why it is training? Because at this point of time, I cannot take 6 different goals, right, in my preview. So the agenda which I am running is my agenda. Suppose if I sit with Geeta and I understand Geeta's needs, parental needs, understand her challenges, and then we design solution for her challenges, that one-on-one approach will be called coaching. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So that coaching is always one on one, and training can be one on many. Mostly it is one on many,
Okay.
where one trainer is addressing larger audience in one go. That is training. That is one of the difference between coaching and training.
Training.
Coaching is based on coach's goals, and training is based on agenda of trainer. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose I sit with Surmai and I got to know that she needs a training, and I in her coaching in that coaching intervention I suggested her to attend a training program. So that training becomes a sub part of coaching plan.
Okay.
But coaching is always one on one. That's a major difference between training and coaching, and teaching and coaching.
Okay.
And whom we are going to coach?
Parents.
We are going to coach parents. And if we go with the very general definition of parent, parent is mother and father,
Yes.
right? But when we do it in real, when we do parenting in practical way, if we see, apart from parents, there are people, those who are involved in raising the child. Yes or no?
Yes. Grandma, grandfather.
Grandparents, sometimes
Yes.
nannies are there,
Yes.
right? In joint families, uncle, aunts.
Yes.
So when we do coaching, we have to first define it. It's not one or two parents. It's all those who are involved in raising the child. They shall be coached. If we train one parent, will they be able to take advantage of this coaching?
No.
So for us, parent is not an individual. For us, parent is a unit, right?
Yes.
In few families, that there will be two people only involved in this. In few families, it will be 4 or 5 people involved. In case of single parenting, there could be only one parent, but not always. Different families, different family structure. Accordingly,
Different
we will be
environment.
we will be defining that unit. Because जब we will be doing coaching intervention, we'll be inviting all, right? All set?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And I
sir.
yesterday shared with you, being a coach, the excellence of a coach, it lies in two things. Like suppose if I want to coach you as a family, right, for your parental needs, my first step is assessment. We have to do assessment, knowing about child, knowing about this family, knowing about parents, knowing about the family dynamics, knowing your problem in a better way. Then only we will be able to design a solution for you. Because in parenting, solutions are not ready made, it is tailor made. We discussed yesterday that every family is different, every child is different. So we can't have ready made solutions. We need to have tailor made solutions. If we all 6 parents complain that our child is throwing tantrums, so I suggested a solution to Surumai, right?
Mm.
Which is workable at Surumai's place. But is it mandatory that it will be working at Rishika's place?
No.
No.
May or may not be. It may work, it may not. Totally depends
Yes.
on child's personality. Totally depends on the family dynamics. Maybe Surumai is in joint family, or Rishika may be in nuclear family, or ulta. You are in single, or she may be in joint family. You may be in a nuclear family and they may be in joint family. The dynamics will be different. It can't be same. So if our family dynamics are different, child is different, child's age is different, right? Even you are as a parent is different. Your personality is different from each other. Then how
Others.
come a same solution work at both places? It can't work. So the first step is assessment, and second step is finding out an apt solution for the family. You can bring an apt solution only when you have multiple solutions available. If you have list of solutions with you, then only you will be able to choose an apt solution. If you have multiple perspectives to see one situation, then only you will be able to help each family.
Yes.
Usually what happens when we are in coaching, when we start coaching, initially we keep giving our examples to people. Whatever we experienced in parenting, we share our kids' examples with people. Am I right, wrong?
Yes.
But if we keep giving our kids examples, if we keep sharing our experiences only, we may not be help all the family, all the cases, all the people coming to you. You can't help all. You can help few,
Yes.
because
Every child is different.
every child is different and every family. So you need to have multiple perspectives, multiple solutions. Then only you will be able to help these all
Parents.
type of families coming from all type of backgrounds. Now, one question which is very commonly asked to me, that to be a great coach, I told you there are two things which we need to be great at. One is assessment, how fairly we do assessment and how thorough we are in assessment. And we as a organization, during, like, people those who are parent coaches with us, we provide you structured assessment tools through which you can identify the case, you know the case, and further you can help these families based on those assessments. And second thing is, like, in your journey of being a parent coach, how many perspectives you build as parent coach? How many perspectives you have? The more perspectives you have, the better you can serve your clients. Now, apart from it, many a time coaches ask that what is needed to be a great coach, what it takes to be a excellent coach. So the first point, which is area of confusion, is, do I need to be a psychologist to be a parent coach? This question is asked. Do I need to be a psychologist or a counseling psychologist or a psychology degree holder to be a parent coach? This is asked to us. You may have this doubt. Just asking you. What is your take on this?
No, anybody can, like even other parents. If I am studying this, I can just give my all this knowledge to my cousins, like in my family only. I can coach
No,
without
not
any.
family only. You can tell the word around. You can train,
Yes.
coach the word around. But do you
Yes.
need to have a psychology degree? That's what I'm asking.
No.
Yes, yes.
I feel that having a degree is not mandatory, but if we have a psychology degree, it will definitely help in assessing people because we can understand their psychologies better.
Absolutely. So if we go by legal perspective, legally, if you are working in India or abroad, if the moment you are using a term counselor, then you need to have a degree. The moment you use the term coach, you don't need. You can work in US, UK, even developed countries. They will not be asking for a counseling degree if you are using a term coach. One point. Second is, ideally, as Rishika highlighted, if we have, definitely it's an advantage, but it's not a limit, because all those assessment tools, all those concepts of psychology which you need to know, are, we have already incorporated those topics in our agenda. We've already incorporated. So if being a coach, you need to know about certain concepts and how to do assessments and all. We have already incorporated those things. Certain theories also of psychology, which are needed for this role. So ideally, also you need not to have that degree. But if you have already done it, if you are pursuing it, it will definitely be an advantage. But it's not a limit. It's not a legal limit. It's not an ideal limit. Second question which is being asked to me is, do I need to be a parent to be a parent coach? Do you think it is mandatory? Do I need to be a parent to be a parent coach?
For better
If
understanding.
we have the knowledge, then we can counsel.
See, if you are a parent, you will be able
We
to
can
empathize.
coach.
You will be able to empathize well
Like through
But-
our experience.
through your
We
experience. But I already told you, if you are a non-parent becoming a parent coach, and if you are a parent becoming a parent coach, in both cases you need to have, for example, 100 perspectives. If you need to have 100% perspectives to be great one, इनके पास 0 है और आपके पास 1 है, 99 तो आपको भी gain करने पड़े. It's definitely an advantage that you have your own experience, but it's not a great advantage. 99 other perspectives, so you also have to gain, because your only perspective of your experiences only will not help you to be a great coach. Got it? So it's always advantage, but it's not a limit. Yes, the one who is already a parent and then choosing to become a parent coach, they at least empathize with the challenges which parents are facing. Correct? Now, if we check, like many times this question is asked, that is everybody is eligible to become a parent coach? Am I eligible to become a parent coach? So I tell that if you focus on certain traits with you, if you have it, then you can get into coaching. The first trait which great coaches need to have is empathy. Ask this question to yourself: are you empathetic? Which is a foundational requirement of coaching, healing, counseling, that you need to empathize with your clients, which will help you to assess the case better. If I'm empathetic, I will be thorough, fair in my assessments. And if I'm not empathetic, I may be missing a lot of emotions, a lot of facts. Now, my question to you is, what do you mean by empathy? Empathy is feeling like your coachee, thinking like your coachee, right? And try to see things from their place. Getting into your coach's shoes and look at things from their perspective, from their place. That is what empathy means. आप अपने आप को उसकी जगह पे रख के सोचना शुरू करो, उसकी जगह पे रख के फील करना शुरू करो. That is what is actionable of empathy. Get into your coach's shoes and start feeling like them, start thinking like them. And when you get into their shoes, तो अपने shoes उतार देना. You have to think from their perspective, not from your perspective. Got it? Right? And empathy is something which we are not expert. We have to practice. Like if I come across a new case, I have to consciously think and feel like my coachee. If I'm raising a toddler at home and now I'm dealing with the parent of teenager, so I need to think like that parent of teenager. What type of fear they have in mind? What type of opportunities they have in mind? I can't say to any parent that whatever you are feeling is foul feeling, because it is their feeling. It's not my feeling. We have to understand why they are fearful, why they are excited, right? For that, empathy need to be practiced consciously. Each time when you come across cases, give extra time to those cases. Take extra step in that case. Consciously try to think like them and feel like them. You will automatically be empathetic. Got it? This helps. And if you are already empathetic, you have that one trait. If not, then you have to consciously practice it. Second trait which coaching requires, each coach need to have, is that they need to be good listener. Are you a good listener? Wrong question. Everybody will say yes to it. Yes, we are good listeners. We are listening to you. You are speaking, we are listening, we are good listeners. Coaching requires 1:1 ratio of listening to speaking. Means if I'm doing a coaching intervention, 50% time I can speak. Other 50% time I have to make my coachee speak. I have to listen. If you will listen your coachee more, then only you will be able to assess the case well. अगर एक 1 hour intervention में I only speak, will I be able to assess the case? Will I be fair in my approach of assessment? No. So it's very important that you have to divide your coaching in a way कि आपके पास question भी हो पूछने के लिए, so that you can get to know about your coachee as well, their emotions, their stress, right? आप में से teaching में कौन कौन है? Who has been into teaching? Anyone
So
who's
nice.
teaching or training? Those who have been into. Like I have been into teaching and training. Just write down T in the chat box. Beena is there. Manish. Who else has been into teaching and training? Or are into teaching and training? Yes. Rishika, Surmai. Beena. Like many of us who are into teaching or who have been into teaching earlier or training, then we need to understand a fact that people, those who have been into teaching, they have a tendency of giving more, speaking more. Whenever we help someone, being trainer, being teacher, our tendency is to explain more, detail more. Yes or no? So if any one of
Yes.
you have been into teaching for 2 years, 3 years, then we have a tendency to speak more than listen more. Teachers ki usually ratio is 20-80. They help people by explaining more. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Detailing more. Like if I'm today acting as a trainer, my job is to explain more, detail more,
To make them understand.
to make them understand. But that's what, when you move from teaching, training to coaching, this is the one of the problem we face, that we are more into giving more. But we have to consciously think that it shall not be giving more, it has to be equally asking also. Not only answering their question, we have to focus on questioning also. Halaki, when you will be doing as a coach, when you do coaching interventions, you will have a lot of questions to ask. There are assessment sheets, so काफी हद तक this get managed. But फिर भी anyone and everyone who is planning to get into this role, they need to be conscious about this fact also, that we have to be conscious listeners initially in this coaching journey. Got it? So I hope it is understood. What is the ratio?
1:2.
50-50.
It's
Now, coaches need to be good communicators. And I know since you are from teaching, training, somebody is running a preschool, right? Already into healing and consulting. So you are great at communication. But something which is different now, when you coach parents, these parents are adults with high ego. You may be training young kids or young adults earlier. Now you're going to coach adults with high ego. Maybe if your parents, those who are coming to you for help, they may be a bureaucrat, maybe a politician, maybe a businessman, maybe a regional head of a company, national head of a company, a doctor can be there, a lawyer can be there, a school teacher or principal can be there. They will have age specific personal ego and they will have profession specific professional ego also. Now, when you're going to deal with adults, then we need to be quite humble in our approach. Yes or no?
yes.
There are, when you talk to adults, when you train adults, then you need to understand adult learning principles. What? Adult learning principles. How many of you heard about this concept? Adult learning principles? Chalo, few of you are from teaching. Have you heard of a term called pedagogy? How many of you? Quickly. How many of you heard of the concept called pedagogy?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Pedagogy is art,
Yeah.
art and science of training and teaching young kids. The way young kids learn, the methodology which is being used to train young kids is pedagogy. And there is a term called andragogy. Now, andragogy is art, science, and methodology to train, teach adults, which is
Adult.
different from pedagogy, completely different, right? When you deal with adults, it's a completely a different ball game. Not only in coaching, anywhere. Even if you are training adults, right, in a business with adults, you need to understand the way adult learn. And these adult learning principles need to be incorporated in our communication patterns. So, if I give you a homework, will you be doing it?
Yes.
Yes.
Google this term, adult learning principles. Google it. And Google, there will be 6 principles it will be highlighting. Google it today, tomorrow we'll discuss about it. Very interesting concept,
Okay, sir.
right? Adult learning principles you need to do. All set? Now, when you know these principles, it becomes very easy to incorporate in our communication. Next time, when you will deal with adults, you will be keeping those principles intact. Like, respect is most important. I hope you all agree with me on this. When
Yes,
you deal with
definitely.
adults, respect is most important. Same way, while dealing with adults, relevance is also very important. Whatever you are doing training on, coaching on, you shall be relevant to adult. Your content shall be relevant to their needs, to their goals. And you shall be logical also while dealing with adults. So 3 R's need to be kept in mind: respect, relevance, and rationale, logic. कल डिस्कस करेंगे इस पे. You do your homework, Google about adult learning principles.
Principles.
Right? So this is a third trait which is required in you to be a great coach. Fourth trait is you need to be clear and firm on the ideologies, right, on which your coaching is going to be based. Like for example, so far, if you are already a trainer, if you are already a teacher, or whatever you do, you know that you have to have a strong belief about what you are training and coaching people on. Yes or no? If you're going to coach people, you shall be thorough about it, clear about it. If you are doubtful, if you are not much clearer about the concept, will you be able to coach people?
No, never.
No.
If you try to do so, what will happen? If I opened up a discussion with you on a topic and you asked a question and I don't have answer, I'm not clear about the concept, but I thrown an idea towards you, how will you see me as a coach?
The coachee will lose confidence in
In the
you.
coach, absolutely right. They will lose confidence. They will not see me as a professional resource, a thorough resource, right? And it happens only when you get fascinated by ideas. We don't nurture ideas so that it gets strengthened in our mind. It get it it get it becomes our belief till the time we have to serve it, we have to nurture it. Like I'll share a concept with you. For example, if I say that we shall be loving our kids unconditionally, love shall be given to kids in abundance. If I say this, right? मतलब 3-4 power statements I have given on love. Love shall be unconditional. Love shall be given in abundance. Love shall never be on bargain with kids. If I say this, how many of you like this idea which I shared? How many of you are in line with my idea that love shall be given in abundance, love shall be unconditional, love shall never be at bargain? How many of you like this
Yes,
idea? You like it?
I will go with you. Yeah.
You'll go with me. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes. Anyone else? Others? Do you have any doubt? What I'm saying?
No, no.
So,
Yes,
can
yes.
you tell once more time?
I'll tell you. If you saw Manish Sharma in a short video, maybe a reel or so, where I'm saying we shall love our kids in abundance, right? Love shall be given in abundance without bargain. We shall be loving our kids unconditionally, right? Very excited I am. I'm sharing this ideology with you. How many of you are in line with my idea? This idea which I shared. Yes,
I will. Yeah.
you will. Okay, anyone else? That means others have doubts. Do you have doubts? Do you have any apprehension about it? What I said, that love shall be given in abundance. अब suppose if I say this and you have a doubt, any client has a doubt, okay, how can we give love in abundance all the time? We have to correct our kids. How can we love kids unconditionally? It sounds good, कहने की बात है, ये reality में होता नहीं. There are few parents those who come up with this way. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Step.
If I don't have that tool which can prove that we can love kids unconditionally. Yes, if I don't have that tool, if I don't have that clarity, what I'll do? I'll change my stand. Yes or no?
Yes.
फिर तो ये कहने की बात हो गई. पर मैंने क्यों किया? मैंने ये क्यों किया? हो सकता है कि मैंने किसी और को सुना था और मुझे आइडिया अच्छा लगा, और कई बार आइडियाज अच्छे लगते हैं, और द मोमेंट वी लाइक द आइडिया वी स्टार्ट ट्रेनिंग पीपल बेस्ड ऑन दैट आइडिया, we start coaching people based on that idea, and that's where we get stuck. Are you getting me? Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the problem. When you are fascinated about an idea and you start training people based on that idea, right?
Yes.
And that's where we suggest coaches that you must be thorough about the ideas. We shall know about how part better, actionables. Philosophies are not good. Philosophies will not help us in coaching, right? जो मैंने बोला ये philosophy है. ये action plan तब बनेगा when it is supported by a strategy, thoroughness, tools, techniques. Then only it will be practical. Otherwise, unconditional love कोई नई बात नहीं बोली मैंने. But there are parents those who are unable to love their kids unconditionally. The moment child is throwing tantrum, our love is absent. That means it's unconditional. No, it is conditional. If you agree with me, my love is present. If you don't agree with me, if you're throwing tantrums, love is absent. Yes or no?
Yes.
So till the time I don't have, no, that's very important point. That आजकल क्या है? Today we are in the era of micro videos. Reels के era में हम. So we see a reel and we start making up a viewpoint. We see a reel, we get fascinated about it. That reel is good to have a realization. But before coaching people based on that idea, you have to nurture that idea with more reading about it, more training on it, exercising and applying it, so that you get results personally and it turns out to be a belief. And the day it will be a belief, it will be sustainable. Ideas are weak. Ideas बड़ी जल्दी टूटते हैं, बड़ी जल्दी बनते हैं, बड़ी जल्दी टूटते हैं. Beliefs are sustainable. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Next time when you read, next time when you watch some videos, focus on the actionables more. Action plan. एक video will be talking about what's going great, other video will be talking about what's going wrong. Don't get fascinated about what's going great and don't be much emotional about what's going wrong. Let's try to find out content which speaks about how to move from wrong to right.
Right.
How to move from wrong to right. That's more important for coaching. Got it?
Yes.
Then you will be able to help. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That's the fourth trait which a coach shall be good at. Fifth trait which we expect that coaches shall be good at is they shall be now good observers. See, I told you that you need to have multiple perspectives. And if you need to have multiple perspectives, then you need to grow with these perspectives, and observation is a good tool. You have this opportunity that in your surroundings, there are a lot of moments where you can observe parent-child communication. It will add on to your knowledge, your perspectives. Suppose next time when you go to a mall, spare some extra 10-15 minutes and see different cases in front of a toy shop. There will be many kids, those who will be throwing tantrums on that toy shop. Yes or no?
Yes.
If you go to a mart, if you go to any this supermarket or so, there will be kids, those who will be throwing tantrums on candy shop, right, on toy shop. How each parent is dealing with those tantrums will be a perspective for you. There will be few parents, those who will be following some great practices, or few parents will be following some worst practices. One parent is failing on that tantrum and one parent is succeeding those tantrums. But how? So next time when you go, your observation will help you a lot to get to see what's happening in the society. And these opportunities we have around us, where you can observe parent-child communication, where you can observe child throwing tantrum, parent managing it, where you can observe child participating in sports event, parent is celebrating success, parent is managing their failure, right? And these opportunities we have in our surroundings. Like one opportunity I told you, these supermarkets and malls. Any other opportunity you have in mind where we can observe parent-child communication?
When the kids are coming from the school and meeting their parents, and then the park where
Especially
they are
those
going,
pick up and drop points, you see parent-child communication there. Okay, good.
then park, then birthday party of the kids, then
Birthday parties, family functions, absolutely right.
yeah. Then any kind of festivals where the parents going with their kids.
Community events, absolutely.
Yeah.
PTA meeting.
PTA meetings,
can-
absolutely.
We can observe both the parents and kids' reaction when the result is coming out.
Absolutely. In PTAs, you will definitely see. Sports events are also good opportunities. Sports events, sports stadium, where child is participating in any sport, not winning or winning, how each parent is celebrating the success of child, how each parent is managing the failure of child. You will see different perspectives, which adds on to your list of perspectives.
Cinema hall.
Cinema hall, absolutely.
Yeah. The kids insist to buy popcorn.
Popcorn and lot more. Same way
Yes.
you see them in waiting lounges.
Yes.
Right, airport waiting lounges. Then any pediatrician ki jagah pe if you are waiting, so you see at that time kids behave differently. Parents are managing them, making them sit. Restaurant is also a very good opportunity. Restaurant.
Absolutely.
Right. So whenever next time you get an opportunity to observe parent-child communication, you must observe. You will see there are some great parenting practices happening around. Right. And some worst practices also. That also we will get to know. Got it? So that's another trait which is required in parent coaches. And very important is reading. We expect that coaches shall be good readers. The more they read, the more they grow with perspectives. Because the one who wrote the book, they shared their perspective. By reading books, you adds on to your perspectives about different situations, right? So we expect from our coaches that they shall read, though we have book reading clubs also. You can read there. And if you want to read, I can share certain books with you. If you are interested in reading online, I can share 1 or 2 books today, right? You can read more about parenting.
So please share.
I'll share, definitely. I'll share in the group only. 2, 3 good books I'll share. And this, each book, though there are many in our program, we share around 11, 12 books, more than that even. But each book adds on to your perspectives, which is good for coaches. So these are 6 traits which we expect that coaches shall have. They shall be great at. And 4 traits we expect that coaches shall control. Certain traits which we may have, but we may not be much conscious about it. If you are conscious about it, you will be able to control those traits, which can be damaging in coaching or maybe a hindrance in coaching. One of that trait is being judgmental. Are you? If I ask you, are you judgmental?
Yes, a lot of us are judgmental, knowingly, unknowingly.
Knowingly to shayad kam, but unknowingly we are definitely.
Yes.
Right? And you are modest enough to accept it. Okay, yes, I am judgmental. But mostly we be like, nah, I don't choose to become judgmental. It's not my choice. Mostly we feel we don't choose to become. It's not a conscious choice. But we may become judgmental. Am I right, wrong? And why? Why we become judgmental? Because we have experiences, we have our own beliefs, we have our expertise, which triggers us to be judgmental. Agree? Any one of you who is from engineering background? No? I'll tell you what happens when you are quite logical, right? Then logical people have a tendency to connect visible effects to the probable causes. Right? If you come across a problem, you will immediately try to reach out to the source of that problem. Ko leakage ho jaye, kuch ho jaye, anything is happening around you, immediately our brain is conditioned that way. The moment we see the problem, we try to reach out to the source of the problem. Am I right, wrong? So if you are an engineer, then this behavior of yours will be quite helping. Like being doctor, sometimes we listen to the symptoms and we start reaching out to the source. If these are the symptoms, this must be the problem. Am I right, wrong?
Yes.
So even in this computer science, coders and all, when they see the problem, they reach to the source. It helps, right? When you go to this, even people those who are into commerce, they see the problem in accounts, they reach to the source. They have a tendency and it works in their profession. Why? Because in their profession, cause and effect relationship is almost standard. There are standard causes and standard effects. So by looking at standard effect, we can reach out to the standard cause. But what is different in human behaviors? What is different in human psychology? In human psychology, it is said that there can be same effect and there can be 10 number of different causes for the same effect. It's not standard. It's not same. Effect, prima facie effect seems same, but there can be a number of different causes for the same effect. Right? So that tendency of always connecting causes to effects will not help much. We automatically become judgmental. We start having assumptions. Right? And that is why in coaching there's a metaphor which is used, which says, it's an advice that when you do coaching, especially assessment, when you do assessment, right, at that time you have to keep your expertise aside. Experience and expertise aside, try to do assessments like amateurs. Don't apply your brain at that time, right? हालांकि मेटाफोर तो ये कहता है कि do assessments like fools, don't apply your brain at the time, ask all the questions which are there in assessment sheet, don't assume anything, no scope. ये assumption आती कैसे है? Suppose I'll give you a situation. Suppose Rishika came to me and she shared a problem with me that my child's concentration is not good. So we did assessment, and after doing assessment, we got to know the child is very much involved in high reflexes videos and video games, and that is why concentration of child is bad. We got to know the assessment and we made an action plan based on that. Fairly, we did assessment and we got this cause. And after a week, Surmai came to me. Surmai shared with me that my child's concentration is bad, and coincidentally, the age of the child is same. So she shared that my child's concentration is bad, and we did fair assessment. And coincidentally, in her case also, we got the same cause that the child is very much involved in video games and all, and that is why concentration is bad. And next week, suppose Nyang came to me. Coincidentally, child is in the same age, and she shared the same problem that my child's concentration is bad. High chances are there I may skip my assessment and I start connecting the dots. Possible or not? I may assume, without doing thorough assessment, that must be Niang's child is also involved in high reflexive activities. Happens or not?
Yes.
Why it happened? Because I started applying my existing experience while doing assessment. Understood? Got it? That is why we see this existing experience you shall not be using while assessment. You can use your knowledge and experience while designing solutions, not at the time of assessment. This helps. At least your assessment will be fair and you will not unknowingly become judgmental. You will not have assumptions. You will be much more clear about your case. Got it? Right? So this is something which we need to control by choosing right assessment format, consciously choosing that we will not use our knowledge and experience while doing assessment. We will consider each case a fresh, new case. We'll try to find out a new cause. Agar is openness say will go, then there'll be no mistake. Right? Second trait which you shall be working on is your impulsivity. I hope you will agree with me on the fact that this next generation which we are dealing with, generation of new parents, they are highly impulsive. Yes or no? We are dealing with a very impulsive generation today. Do we have a tendency to wait anyways?
No, we try to give suddenly suggestion.
We give sudden suggestions and we expect things fast, quick. Yes or no? Fast deliveries, fast food, fast responses, fast technology. We are expecting everything fast. So as our reflexes are getting fast. Yes or no? So if you are going to deal with a highly impulsive generation of today's time, can you choose to be impulsive as a coach while coaching them?
No, it's a bad sign.
It is expected that being coach, you need to be very much conscious about your own impulses. You need to have patience. Then only you will be able to deal with their impulsivities. You need to have patience. And even we are changing with the society. हम भी उसी society में हैं where everything is fast. Has it happened with you that you are waiting in a restaurant for your meal? They told you 15 minutes and now it is 25 minutes. Even if you choose to be calm, but still you have anxiety at that time. Happens or not? We start feeling
Yes,
uncomfortable.
lot of times.
So if we are feeling uncomfortable at that time, that means our expectations are bothering us. We tend to we tend to we tend to do things quickly. We expect things quickly. But हमसे भी ज़्यादा कौन सी generation impulsive है? Generation of these kids, rather their parents, new age parents, they are also highly impulsive. So we suggest, if you as a coach get into this role where you're going to help these type of families, at least you need to have control over your impulses. You need to have great patience, and two things will help you in this case. One is your decision that I choose to be mindful. Practice mindfulness. The more you practice mindfulness, right, the more you will have control over your impulses.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like practicing mindfulness, like how do we practice mindfulness?
If you for practicing mindfulness, you need to know you need to know your present moment, your behaviors in the present. Second,
Breath work, meditation.
Yeah.
meditation will improve mindfulness for
Yes.
sure. But to be mindfulness, you need to know the consequences also. If you don't know the consequences, if you never think about it, it will be very tough to be mindful. I'll give an example on this. Suppose there's a plank of wooden plank which is 1.5 feet wide and 50-meter long. If I give you a task to walk on that plank, which is 1.5 feet wide, and I told you that your foot has to be between the plank only, this is a task given to you. You can do it. I hope everybody can do this task. 50-meter you have to walk on that plank. You can do it. But while walking on the plank, will you be mindful or not? Rishika?
Yes, we will be, because we will fear for falling down.
No, it is on the floor. It's on the floor. The plank is on the floor, lying on the floor. But task is that your foot has to be in between the plank on.
Yes,
You will
yes.
be definitely conscious at that.
Yes.
But if the task is that you have to walk on this plank, and this plank is kept on a 9 feet wall, on the top of 9 feet wall, same width, sab kuch same. Now this is kept on the 9 feet wall. Now you have to walk for this 50-meter long on the same width. Now your consciousness will multiply to many fold. Am I right, wrong? You will be 10 times more mindful now. Why? Because you know the consequences. When we know the consequences, we automatically become mindful. So being coach, if you know that how it is going to impact your coaching profession, how it is going to impact your coaching practice, if you are mindful, you're conscious about it, automatically you will be mindful. When you know that people are going to model you, they are going to look up to you. Are you image conscious? If you are image conscious, you will be automatically mindful in your process.
Okay.
So mindfulness के लिए पहला step is being conscious about the moment. If I only keep my gadgets aside while doing coaching, it adds on to my mindfulness. ऐसे कई steps लिए जा सकते हैं mindfulness के लिए, right? When you do coaching, you shall be free from your existing task. Then you sit. When you do coaching, you shall be in a good mood at that time. This is basic principles, that if I'm upset because of one reason, it's better to postpone coaching today. Let's do intervention tomorrow. So that will allow you to be mindful, right? And consequences will also make you conscious about it. You will automatically become mindful. And the second thing which will help you to be mindful is meditation, which we suggest to all coaches. The more you do meditation, the more you grow with consciousness. The more control you have on your thoughts, emotions, feelings, impulses. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
So two things you need to do, like practicing mindfulness, second doing meditation, which will also support your mindfulness. This way you will be able to control your impulses, thoughts, emotions. Right? So this is second trait which we need to work on. Third trait which we need to work on is our mindset, which shall not be closed to new updates. Now, the profession which we are into, in this profession, things are changing very fast. Just a minute. Things are changing very fast in our industry, in this human psychology, in human behaviors. Dynamics are so fast that things are changing, taking place every day. These changes are taking place. If I, as a coach, feel like that I know it, I know a lot, this mindset also is damaging. If you are working in this field, you have to be updating yourself on almost everything which is happening around us and which is impacting the life of a student, life of a parent, life of a young child, life of a teenager. If any change is impacting them, it's an important update for us. So your consciousness about updates is much needed. How to get updated, uske kai tarike hain, but you shall be very pro towards updates. I have to update myself every day. If this openness we keep in mind, this coaching becomes easy. The moment we felt like I read a lot, I attended a lot of trainings, I know a lot, that's where the problem starts. Because the way changes are taking place, we can't miss these changes. Like for example, how many of you are already into the somewhere in connection with students and teenagers? How many of you? Somewhere you are into the connection of these teenagers, students. Yes. Around a month ago, CBSE announced that they are going to conduct 10th board examination twice a year. How many of you are aware of it? How many of you are aware of this fact?
Not
Change.
me.
See, the point is, if I'm a parent coach and I say that this is a update which is related to teachers or educators, why do I need to update myself? But don't you think it is an important update for me also? Because I'm dealing
Yes.
with parents of mid schoolers and teens. If I, as a parent coach, say that new education policy, why shall I update myself on this? It's an important update. Yes or no?
Yes.
And there are a lot of updates which are there around us. If you recall, around
Excuse me,
yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
Sir, can you please repeat whatever happened in last 5 minutes? There was a disturbance and I could not get it. Yeah.
We were discussing about that we shall update ourselves.
Uh, I was there till the point closed. Where
Close
you
we were
mentioned
discussing that we shall not be close
Yes.
to new updates. I was talking
Yes.
about any update which is impacting life of child, student,
Okay.
parent is an important update for us. Like 1.5, 2 years ago, if any one of you heard that there was a boy in Lucknow who shot his mother. Anyone? Do you know this update?
No idea.
This
No.
boy shot his mother. It was a national news. Why he shot his real mother? A 14 years old boy, because that mother was stopping that child to play PUBG. And he shot. Now, this only case was so alarming, it changed the entire dynamics, right? A lot of definitions got changed of digital addictions. Okay, that digital addiction is taking over in that big way that the child's withdrawal symptoms are absolutely same as in the case of substance addictions. Means this case has proved that impact of digital addiction is absolutely same as substance addiction. And the worst thing is कि substance addiction बच्चा छुप के कर रहा है और digital addiction is happening in front of our eyes. Rather we propose these gadgets to our kids, yes or no? And impact is same. And there are many cases of this nature takes place every day, which are important as an update for us, whether it is a new education policy, maybe education related update, whether it is update related to any tech, any new application which is being launched, even that is changing the dynamics, the way these kids live their life, right? And if anything
Yes.
is changing in their life, is an important update for us being coaches. So we shall be open. So, and to be open, you need to be open. Things keep traveling. We have community groups where you get added. If anyone is coming across any news, any update, they keep sharing with others. If you keep checking those groups, if you keep updating, you came across a link and you just check what is there in that link, your tendency of update will keep you updated about all these things, right?
Yes.
Suppose if I'm dealing with the teenagers and I don't know much about these dating apps and all, so what will happen? I will not be able to understand their lifestyle. I will not be able to understand their stress, what they have. Today, when we deal with teenagers, there are a lot of problems. They are in open sex chat rooms. Somebody is bothering them. There are online predators. There are people, those who are convincing them that you are not this, you are this. They are putting question on their identity. LGBT groups and all. If we are unaware of it, will we be able to help these families, those who have teens? Tell me.
No.
At least we shall be aware of what's happening. We shall not be pro expert of those things, but at least we shall be aware of what type of traps are being designed for them, how they are triggering their emotions, how they are pushing them to those things, how they are convincing them, brainwashing them, and there's a lot of practices are going on that. If we are open to these updates are there, it's there available. You will be helped in this way. If you remain open, you will be keep updating yourself, right? So this is one trait which we need to work on. We shall be controlling it. And the other trait which we kept in capital letters is being negative. I'm sure if I ask you, are you negative? We may not agree with the fact that we are negative, because this is something which we don't consciously choose. We don't choose to be negative. But maybe you may agree with me that sometimes unknowingly we become negative in our content,
It's our thoughts.
or sometimes our thoughts, or while doing coaching, while convincing people, sometimes we use negative reinforcement to give them fears, to convince them. Happens.
Yes.
And that's where somewhere we 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 build our identity of a negative coach, and it happens unknowingly. Nobody is choosing it. Sometimes it is out of profession also we do it. Like while convincing parents, we build their pain so much, we build their pain that we forgot to build solution to that big. Like if I'm building up their pain this much, I have to build my solution this much, then only they will be hopeful, otherwise they will be hopeless. Suppose a parent came to me, they are sharing that my child is throwing tantrum, this and that. If I start giving them fear, ये होगा फ्यूचर में, ये होगा, ये सब कुछ डरा दिया. और जब सोल्यूशन देने की बारी आई, तब मैंने अपना सोल्यूशन इतना सा एक्सप्लेन किया. मतलब पेन को बिल्ड करने के लिए आई हैव गिवन 30 मिनट्स, सोल्यूशन को बिल्ड करने के लिए आई हैव गिवन 10 मिनट्स. डू यू थिंक माय क्लाइंट विल गो होम हैप्पी, होपफुल?
No.
No.
एंड दैट्स वेयर वी नीड टू नो. ऐसा नहीं कि हमें नेगेटिविटी को थोड़ा बहुत तो बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा ताकि वो एक्शन ले, डिसीजन ले. आर यू गेटिंग मी?
Yes.
If somebody has a problem, we shall talk about that problem so that they become conscious and sensitive about the problem. जो आप action plan दो, they shall take it seriously. But if we keep building up the pain, and while building up the solution, we are not giving much time to it, then you will be termed negative. आप बताओ, which doctor you can recall, the one who was giving you fear and the one who was giving you hope? किसको याद करते हो आप? किसके याद रहता है?
Obviously, the one who gives hope.
You like them, you talk good about them. जिसने नेगेटिव बोला है, चाहे वो सच बोल रहा हो, राइट? जिसने फियर दिया है, डराया है, चाहे उसने सच बोला है, फिर भी हम उसके बारे में अच्छा नहीं बोलते कहीं पर. We never give reference to of those people. Yes or no?
Yes.
अच्छा किसके बारे में बोलेगा? The one who has given hope.
Hope.
We have to keep it in mind. और दोनों चीजें साथ साथ चलती हैं. We have to give them fear also so that they become conscious about the problem. But at the same time, we have to build solution to that level so that they remain hopeful. Right?
Yes.
And it's not that we consciously choose. Unknowingly it happens. Easily what we do, when we do our coaching interventions, we record our interventions. काफी फायदे हैं रिकॉर्डिंग के. जैसे when we do interventions in person, so we get it recorded on mobile, audio recording we do, and when we do interventions on web, we get it recorded on Zoom. इसका एडवांटेज हमें क्या मिलता है? We will be able to listen to our own recordings. You will be able to know that how you are talking. Unknowingly हम कोई negativity तो नहीं build कर रहे, right? You will be conscious about your own patterns, which we don't choose. It is subconscious mind which is giving those patterns to us. So when you see your recordings, you get a lot of consciousness, right? It helps. Or consciousness will help you to change your communication pattern, realization, self-assessment. Is any one of you ever altered any communication pattern in the past? जैसे आपने कोई ऐसा वर्ड रिप्लेस किया हो अपनी वोकैबुलरी से which you found कि ये इतना अच्छा नहीं है, इसको अच्छे वर्ड से रिप्लेस किया जाए. Have you ever done it?
Yes.
Yes.
The day you did it because you got conscious about it. ये इसकी रिप्लेसमेंट अच्छी है. Either you got to know the new word, अरे ये तो बड़ा अच्छा वर्ड है, why I'm not using it? So we replaced existing words. Happens. But you
Yes.
did it the day you got conscious about it. Mindfulness, awareness, realization helps us. And it's easy to change. You have to consciously start practicing those terms. You gradually change it in your communication. कुछ words ऐसे ही replace हुए होंगे, ऐसे ही कुछ patterns replace होंगे. Right? We need to assess ourselves. All set? So 6 traits which a coach need to have is, first is being
Assessment.
empathetic,
Empathetic.
good listener,
Good communicator.
and good communicator में I've given you an assignment, that is
Adult learning principles.
adult learning principles. You have to Google.
Observer.
You need to be a good
Judgmental.
observer, you need to be a good reader, and you shall be thorough at your ideologies. What you shall not be: judgmental, impulsive, closed, and negative. Right?
Yes.
Now, if somebody is asking that when you become a great coach, how you can help these families, what type of benefits will be there in parenting coaching? The first benefit is, I'm sure you will agree with the fact that today when parents are unable to get all those things which they expect, they definitely have a lot of anxieties and insecurities. Yes or no? When you will coach them, you will be able to help them overcome these anxieties and insecurities. Through coaching, this is the first benefit a parent will get. Their own anxieties and insecurities will be reduced. Their stress will be reduced. Parents, those who are unable to manage their own anger, frustration, and they pass on this anger and frustration to their kids, it will be better managed. This will be another outcome of your coaching services to that client. Many parents you will hear today, आजकल ऐसा नहीं होता, आजकल ऐसा नहीं होता था, हमारे टाइम पे ये होता था, there were values, there were this and that. Yes or no?
Yes.
When you will coach them, they will be able to bring those old values and beliefs in focus, something which is positive. They will be able to do it. And all those parents, those who are saying parenting is not at all rewarding, it is thankless job, every day I remain in pain, they will start saying that parenting is easier and it is much more rewarding because it starts giving them reward. Most of us, we do reactive parenting. We get into action after the problem, after the mistake happens. I was talking about it yesterday that most of the rules are made on the first day it is broken. We never talk in advance about it. We are not prepared in advance. We act reactively. But when people are getting coached in parental coaching, they become proactive parents. They will be able to know what's coming up. They will be well prepared for those changes, those challenges which are coming up. So there'll be proactive parenting. A better control will be there. If parents, those who come to you, those who say raised hands, we can't do it, we can't manage it, right? They will have greater confidence in their own parenting abilities. The one who come to you with the raised hand will be able to manage a lot of things at that. ऐसे कई पेरेंट्स मिलेंगे जो हाथ ही खड़े करके बैठे हैं, अरे ये तो बहुत टेंट्रम थ्रू करता है, अरे ये तो बहुत रोता है, अरे ये तो खाना नहीं खाता. Yes or no?
Yes.
They will have more confidence in their
Yes.
abilities. That will be the outcome of parent coaching. And for sure, when you have grown-up kids, when you have teens at home, there will be some difficult situations they will be facing and you will be facing with them. Parents will have more control with those difficult situations. And all parents, those who have undergone parental coaching, they will have better and effective communication practices, communication skills, and they will have apt strategies to solve the problems. For each problem, they'll have apt strategies. And overall, when all these problems will not be there, there will be greater enjoyment for whole family. Everyone will be enjoying, not neither child, everyone, parent also. These will be the outcomes of parental coaching. If anyone asks you that how you can help them, top 10 benefits, and there are many more, right? So I hope you got some good clarity on this role, what this role is all about.
Yes, sir.
Now, next topic will start tomorrow. Tomorrow we are meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning, where we'll be discussing about what all things are there in this gamut, how people earn out of it, and certain topics which are related to digital parenting, strategic problems which are related to digital parenting, what are the solutions, strategic parenting, which I was discussing yesterday in detail, we'll be discussing tomorrow, right?
Okay. So
11
tomorrow
o'clock.
it will be 11 o'clock, right?
11 o'clock
Yes.
morning, right? See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.